Hello everyone, welcome. I'm very excited today to do our profile and showcase for the brand new Clorinde. She's a really cool character. She's very reminiscent of like Bloodborne. I don't know if it was like intentional or what, but like the gun, the sword, the attire, it's all, and her skill is even called Hunter's Vigil, uh, and then Oath of Hunting Shadows. There's just so much going on. She's really cool character. I really liked seeing her, so being able to finally play her is we'll get into how it is. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So we have pretty alright ratio, 68 over 166, like okay, but we've got some pretty like garbage artifacts. So the fact that we even got such decent numbers is like a blessing. But it's a far cry of what she could be. It's gonna take a couple of weeks to get some better artifacts, but we'll get there when we get there. For her weapon, we're using the Absolution, which is absolutely a crazy weapon. This weapon has 674 base attack at max and 44.1 crit damage. And its effect is that it gets an additional just 20% crit damage, absolutely free, no questions asked. And then increases the value of Bond of Life stuff, whatever. Damage stuff, you know, those Bond of Life. So this weapon is like, it's as strong as the Mist Splitter, and it gives more crit damage. Gives you like 64% at base, 64.1. Which is less than the Light of Foliar Incision. However, I know it's a very expensive thought just to even think of, but if you were to R5 the Absolution, which you might be better off with just 5 Absolutions depending on your account and characters and whatever, but if you were to R5 the Absolution, it would be at 84.1% crit damage in total, which means it would be stronger base attack than the Light of Foliar Incision and only 4.1% crit rate less. Like, I can't even like fathom like the numbers you would hit with characters for that. What balances it out is that it's got like a very specific effect with like Bond of Life, so you know, there's only so much you can do, but you can have like very high base attack and high crit damage, Clorinde, before you even get the artifacts on her. This is a very cool weapon, very cool, very nice, and it's 674, so I think it's like high for third highest base attack for Bennett. Very cool. For her artifacts, we're running 4-piece Harmonic Whimsy, and these pieces are abysmal. Like 5.8 crit rate. This one's like okay, 7 crit damage, 11 crit damage, electro damage bonus, and attack percent, of course. And then this is like an off piece, so of course it's really good. So like, yeah, absolutely goofy, but it's it shows how much room we have to really improve this. We can get this to like 190-ish, like easily, maybe even 200 if we're really lucky. So hopefully in the next few weeks we can do that before Siege Moon comes out. And then for talents, I made the mistake as soon as I got her. I was upgrading stuff, I was ascending her, leveling up her weapon and all this, and I didn't know at the time, because when I played her character trial, I was like, oh man, she's you know, she's using her skill and turning it into changing her normal attack. So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna need normal attack and skill, and her burst just seems like it's just for damage, so that can wait. But I was very wrong, very wrong. Her skill has its own like scaling and everything, so you actually don't need to level up her normal attack. You can kind of just leave it be. So I didn't know. By the time I found out, it was way too late. It is what it is. Just gotta rock with it, my boy. Shit happens, bro. So let's go over her skill. As you can see, there's like a whole book here, and it basically reads that when you use her skill, it transforms her normal attack into electro damage, which is her shooting her guns, electro damage, which means it does have some range to it. You don't have to be like, with a sword directly in front of them. You can have a little bit of distance between you and the enemy, because you're shooting at them. And her normal attack becomes you shooting at her, and it increases your bond of life to up to 100%. And then when it's at 100%, what you want to do is you can tap her skill again, because it transforms her skill as well into a electro dash, or like thrust. And it's a little bit of both, a thrusting dash, I guess, and that will like clear out your bond of life, or the percentage, and it'll do extra damage. And then you want to spam her normal attack again to get more, and then clear it after you get to 100%. 100% bond of life is like in the middle. It's not like the full bar. Like when the bond of life, the red stuff is in the middle of her health bar, then it's at 100%. And of course, can't forget the Osea damage occasionally popping up when you use her skill. And then her and here's the scaling for it, level 8 if you're at all curious. Oh, and when you do the dash of her skill, it also heals. So because she has a bond of life, she can't get healed through outside means other than her own skill, or her skill's skill. Her skill's like second skill squared, whatever you want to call it. And then her burst is just damage and like extra bond of life. So that's basically it. I think it like maxes it out. Yeah, like 200%, and then it does like a bunch of damage. And then we have her first ascension talent. Basically, when you do an electro reaction, she gets stronger normal attacks and a stronger burst. And there's a limit to it, but it can happen up to 3 times within a certain time, which is very cool. So you're gonna run like reactions anyway, so it just makes everything like you just get rewarded for you already we're gonna do. And then is her other ascension talent, which is basically when you like have like a bunch of bond of life, and it increases or decreases. Her crit rate is increased by 10% for up to 2 stacks. So you can get up to 2 stacks of 10%, which is 20% crit rate, which is really, really cool. You just get free crit rate just for, like I said, already doing what you were gonna do, which is super, super cool. So that's like, so technically speaking, she has like 88 crit damage, or crit rate for her. Well, it just increases her crit rate when you're using like her skill. So you can use her skill a couple of times and then use her burst to make sure you're getting the maximum crit rate. So that's really cool. It's free crit rate. And then the most important talent of all that came right at the end of Fontaine is Night Vigil's Harvest, which shows the location of Fontaine specialties, which we're in like 4.5. So like what characters are really left? Like the only Fontaine character that I don't have is Linny, and I don't really like Linny, so I don't really want to bother. And I think I've built every other Fontaine character, so I'm like, what is this serves no purpose this late in the game. This I guess technically not this late in the game of Genshin Impact, because things happen, but it's so late into like the version, it's like what's the point, man? I wish it came up so much sooner. Like farming all these like random like the insects for Ryothusly and the Lumitoil, was such a pain. But I guess I have it now for future Fontaine characters that come out, but it's still so bad. So the team we're running, forgot to go over. We're running Kujo Sara. I've changed up her build since before. We got the Skyward Harp because it's got a bunch of attack, and still got 4-piece Noblesse. And we've got Farina, who is Farina. And as much as I like Farina's like playstyle, man, as much as I like her gimmick, her playstyle is just not that fun. And then I've got Kirawa, the absolute GOAT. You could run, instead of Kirawa, you could run Nahida. I think Nahida would like give you more overall DPS, but Kirara is a shield character, very important, because Clorinde can't always heal. I didn't need to tap that. Clorinde can't always heal. Having a shield is very useful for her and for Clorinde and for our teammates to make sure they stay alive. Because having a dedicated healer, using a slot for a dedicated healer when you have a Bond of Life character is foolishness of the top degree, like leveling up Clorinde's normal attack talent. But having like a character like Farina that can heal sometimes is very useful, and having a shielder is extremely useful. So I'm not gonna do like the full Spiral Abyss 12-1, 12-2, 12-3. It's it'd be a pain in the ass to do all that and take so long. So I'm just gonna show off on the first part, because the first part's actually quite difficult. So we're using Farina, Gata, Sara, go first. And go right into our Clorinde. Damage on all of them. Getting 2 of them to like less than half. And then the third one just like, I don't know if he like knew, man. He's like got like the oof. So many Clorindes have been like testing on him. Ran away. Kind of I didn't mean to misclick or whatever. Alright, we got 1 down left. Did that in roughly like, hell yeah, we're going in. I just want to check the time. Yeah, like a minute and like 20 seconds.
Let me try.
Yeah, get ready for this. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for our Clorinde video. I don't know why I have a tendency to say hour. It's just me. But that's gonna be it for my Clorinde video, build and showcase and whatnot. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys, what kind of team comps you're running with her. I was also thinking about like running a overload team, because she can dash like back into the enemy. So like her, Chevreuse, Kujosara, or Kuki Shinobu, or Toma. I don't know. I don't quite know yet, but I was thinking about running that. If you guys would be interested in seeing that, I can upload a follow-up. But yeah, let me know what teams you guys are running with her, how you're enjoying her. Personally, one of my biggest gripes with her is that Bond of Life really sucks. Like, it's not like it's just so like inconvenient. Like, I don't really get the point of it. It's it just makes things so much trickier. Like if I'm fighting like Arlecchino. If I'm fighting like not in the Spiral Abyss, you know, you can use like food and stuff like that. You can just come back, you can revive them. It's like whatever, they died because you couldn't heal them, and then it's like, you know, you just come back to it. But in the Spiral Abyss, it's like bro, you need a healer or a shielder, but then like you have this character that just doesn't get healed, and you have to like factor that in, and you have to heal them by their own means, and now you have to build up their burst and you use it, and well, Arlecchino, it's their burst. With Clorinde, it's their skill. But you gotta like build it up, and it's not that fun of a mechanic. I think it's actually pretty bad. I think it actually kind of sucks. It's a pain in the ass against like hard bosses. It's a pain in the ass in the Spiral Abyss. I hope it's not around for too much long. Because I feel like it kind of tarnishes Clorinde. She's such a cool character. Design, gameplay, and everything is like cool about her, except for the Bond of Life stuff. It's so unnecessary. It adds nothing. It just complicates things. Like, why would you have a character that has like a nerf on them? It's a pain. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I've come up with I think I come up with a new outro that I like. It's something I've said before that it's something I've said before to like friends, and they've like adopted it for a little bit. But it came up to mind. Not like I made it up, but like, you know, you've heard it before. But you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.